Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
I'm Mr. Magazine.
Mr. Magazine, you're always, and my hat's off to you on this. Well, it's usually off because I don't tend to wear one, certainly not inside because that's rude. My hat's always off to you because you...
It's spam. Keep talking.
are always trying to improve your business. You are doing so. Do I agree with all of the decisions you make? No, I do not. But you are always at least trying. You are always investigating, always trying to do things. And, you know, I think that's great and stellar. Boy, that is annoying, by the way.
For 30 years I've been hearing you.
Okay, I wasn't the annoying part about it.
Oh, sorry.
But I want to bring something or other up that I watch Sports Card Radio. They're hardly on YouTube anymore, but they had a special show. And they were talking about how to improve. And they were talking about improving a YouTube channel, but they said you could apply this to anything. And what they said, and I want your opinion on this, Mr. Magazine.
Okay.
They said that too many people go for these radical changes. And they said you don't need a radical change. All you need to do is improve by 1% every time you do something, or every month, some period of time, 1%. And if you keep getting 1% better, it's attainable, and over time you will definitely see the... So in other words, you just do just a little better on your listing. You do just a little better on this. You do just a little better on that. And because it keeps setting a new benchmark. And so if you're here, and then you're here, and then next month you're here, and next month you're here, sure, it takes time. But over time, if you take a look at where you are 2 years from now versus where you started at, it's a huge difference.
I think, that is a good idea. I don't think it always works like that, depending on your situation.
Well, let's leave out, okay, you're nearly bankrupt. Yeah, you have to do something radical.
Right,
you can't increase by 1%.
Right.
But if you've got an established business and you're making bills, just increasing by 1% instead of trying something radical.
I like to take risks or something, but again, like, we're going to go years back when we talked about some poster guy, and this was years ago, like 15 years ago maybe, and he ended eBay because he didn't want eBay fees or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Sales were down, and he made his own website. And I'm like, wow, that's really
gutsy.
Ballsy. That's because gutsy because like there's no guarantees, but you got millions of people that are on eBay buying. Now you're starting this website with zero. How are you going to do it? And I thought to myself for years, I could never do that. I would never have the guts to do that. But sometimes you're put in a situation where you have to try other stuff, And if I just said, okay, I'm doing eBay, I'm losing money or I'm breaking even, let me make 1% better. That's not going to do enough.
Right. Well, if you're losing money, it's a different story. But you're not losing money.
Right. If I make, if you want to make more, say I'm making 5% profit for all this work. Geez, I need to make 10 or 15. Well, that 1%'s not. It's going to help, but it's not going to solve the problem.
Well, but he's not talking 1% more sales. He's talking improving 1%, your side of things.
Right.
Take a little extra time to do a little better picture. Take a little extra time to do a little better listing so that your listings have one better keyword in there than you had before, and so on. If you're finding things, figure out just incremental increases. Hey, if when I put the things in the box, I put them all facing the same way instead of, or if I do this, or if I do that, all these very minor little steps add up over time.
I think if you're a smaller business or one-man crew, that could make a difference, be helpful. Like for me, having 15 employees and go, let me make 1% better, I don't think that's going to help me, at least short term,
Well, no, I don't think it's meant to help you short term.
Does he have 15 employees? Does he have no employees?
He's got no employees, but I don't think it's meant to help you short term. I think it's meant to help you 5 years from now. You look back and.
But how often are you making this 1% jump?
Once a month. Well, 1% better on listing, 1% better on doing this, 1% better on doing this.
Certain things
across everything.
Right, but if I'm paying employees, it might have to be 3 or 4 or 5%. You know what I mean? So say I'm paying an extra 1%. Now they're slower, which is more efficient, but now less is getting listed, so it could be a washout. I don't think, my position, the 1% will help me. That's all I'm saying. But for a lot of people that are smaller or, one-man crews, sure, I'm sure it would help. It can't hurt, let's put it that way. But I'm rather take chances of trying the other websites and whatnot. Took me a while to take that jump and stuff. But those are the bigger jumps than just improving, like especially with eBay the way it is now. If I did that 5 years ago, that would be a little better, but I don't think my sales would be better than 5 years ago. how low they are now with eBay. I'm saying Amazon, we do more tweaking with Amazon where it would help Amazon, that platform, better than if I did that with eBay. So that's my opinion. How about you?
No, I think it's something I'm keeping in mind, and it really stuck in my craw, and I got to get it out of there at some point. Now, it really stuck in my craw, and when I'm doing things, I actually am sitting down thinking to myself, how can I improve this incrementally? Because too many people, I think, out there want the big splashy improvement, and they're hard to come by, and they really are. But you can do very, very little things a little better. I mean, even if it's something as small as I'm going to use a little less tape when I put the labels on, because they're not going anywhere. And I'm just going to be a little more careful. Instead of when I take the tape, take it all the way down to the end, I'm going to try to get, instead of having a piece this big for a label that's this size, I'm going to try to have a piece this size.
Yeah.
And you start adding that up over time, and that's your 1% improvement this month in your packing. Sure. Guess what? You use 2 fewer things of tape a month over a year. That's just a 1% improvement. Right. And so on. And if you could figure out 40, like one thing that you do, or did, I don't know if you still can do it or not, would be you had the printers, and you would shake it to get extra printing out of it.
Still do that, for sure. Yeah.
So that increases you a little bit there. Well, if I've never done that before, and all of a sudden I can do that, hey, guess what? I've just improved myself a little bit because I can buy one less printer cartridge a year. Yeah. Which, again, doesn't seem like, it's $25. Who cares? Yeah. Except 25 here, 25 here, 10 here, 15 here, 35 here, and so on and so on and so on. You end up with serious savings.
I remember years ago, we were taking all pictures of everything with digital cameras, whether it was a magazine or anything else.
Absolutely.
And then everyone going to scan. Then we started doing scanning, which was great pictures for years and years. Well, now we're looking at it like scanning's great, but it's slowing you down. It's got to scan this way, especially a magazine, scan that way. So now when you were doing 20, 25 an hour, now you're doing 12 or 15 just because it's so slow. Well, now we got the CZUR. It's a scanner, so to speak, but it's no different than a digital camera, the speed of it. So now we have, I think I counted, we have 7 CZURs now, so, how times have changed. But, that definitely makes us quicker, more efficient than with that scanner, so.
Yeah, and even with that, I don't know how much you have your employees screw around in the settings of the CZUR. I know I do not do it.
No, I don't.
But maybe I should at some point. Maybe I can get a better picture for eBay without any real change in speed. You might be able to do that.
Right.
And again, the default is whatever it is. Well, maybe I could upgrade it have better pictures with no change in speed, or a tenth of a second. Who cares? Because that's not enough of a change that your guy's going to notice it, or I'm going to notice it on that over there. So that might be somewhere or other where you improve 1%. Suddenly you have a better picture on everything.
How about this? I was going to talk to you about this when we weren't live, or not live, but recording. But I'm going to ask you, how about N-Cell Similar? That's something we've been wanting to try. Now you're telling me it may not work, or it might be issues with it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what somebody on a different site had said, was that. And I'm hearing a lot of people are saying a lot of things about various eBay things that you can and can't do, and this isn't going to be working and all that kind of stuff. So got to take it all with a grain of salt, because I didn't see anything official on any of the stuff, but who knows. But all right, if you could hit the like button if you could. And we'll try to improve 1% every month on our videos. Granted, it's a very low starting point, but we're going to work on it. Hit the like button if you could, and we'll see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.